Hello there. There's some smiling faces. They're here as much as they can be in spirit. And I am so happy to meet you. Thank you for being here.
I'm here in the flesh, so that works. Y'all are in spirit, I'm in the flesh.
I like it. I like that you're here. Okay, let's talk about this. You had a very successful YouTube series, and then obviously conversations need to continue, so you wrote Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man,
Yeah.
and now you wrote for young adults. And first of all, I think it's a great idea. How did you come up with this?
Honestly, people ask me, Ellen, they say, Emmanuel, what was your inspiration for writing Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man? What was your inspiration for the video series? And I said, after thinking, it wasn't an inspiration, Ellen, it was a devastation. Because after the murder of George Floyd, I was walking around my house. I was in Austin, Texas, and I was like, I don't know what to do. Do I cry? Do I vent? Do I scream? And then I stopped and said, my voice is my sword. So like Ellen, I haven't marched, I haven't protested, I haven't created a sign. I didn't go outside, I went inside to a studio. True story, I called my friends who's a wedding videographer, and I called my best friend who's an Olympic gold medalist, and they stood in as my production team. It wasn't some sort of like high quality thing, it was just me and about 4 others in this studio. I didn't rehearse, I just put my head down, I said 3, 2, and on 1, I opened up my eyes and spoke from the heart, and about 30 million views later, my world changed.
Yeah, and a lot of this is stories from your experiences.
Yeah. I realized this. So I was born in Dallas, Texas, but my parents are I'm first generation American. My parents were born in Nigeria. But I went to an affluent white high school in Dallas, St. Mark's School of Texas, an all-boys school. We wore uniform. I was super awkward. I know, I feel bad for myself still. But nonetheless, Ellen, so now I am a blank canvas, Nigerian cultured growing up. So now I'm getting white culture in my high school, but then black culture as I played football at the University of Texas and in the NFL. So I'm realizing there's a difference between color and culture. We always think they're just all combined, but I was black by skin color, but cultured Nigerian. And so I realized the problem in our country, one of the major problems, Ellen, there's a communication barrier. My black brothers and sisters are saying one thing, and my white brothers and sisters aren't understanding it, and vice versa. My white brothers and sisters are saying one thing, and my black brothers and sisters aren't understanding it. And I'll say it like this. Ellen, if you can go back to high school, remember your Spanish teacher, your foreign language teacher, they would say, if you want to be fluent in a language, you have to immerse yourself in the culture. You can have a Spanish-speaking friend, ain't gonna be fluent in Spanish. You can listen to Spanish music. You ain't gonna be fluent in Spanish. You gotta go immerse yourself in a Spanish-speaking country. I was immersed in these different cultures, and so now I just try to stand as a bridge of reconciliation for the betterment of our world.
And you're doing it. You're doing it. It's amazing. So, our friend Oprah, I understand, is a huge supporter of all you've done, and that must have been a fun call to get.
Yes, so after the first episode of Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man, we get 25 million views in about 5 days. My phone rings. It's Saturday morning. I'm sitting at my kitchen table in Austin, Texas. I pick up the call. The first call is, all I hear is this: Acho, McConaughey speaking. I want to have a conversation. I look, I'm like, McConaughey? Like Matthew McConaughey? He's like, yeah, man, I want to have a conversation. I was like, well, I'm recording the next episode in about 4 days. He said, let's do it tomorrow. McConaughey wants to do it tomorrow. We do it tomorrow. We record the next episode that following day. Then 5 more days later, I get a call. Hey, Emmanuel, this is from Oprah Winfrey's team. She'd love to talk to you. Are you available? Am I available? Is Oprah available? So I cleared my schedule. I hop on the call. Oprah's sitting in her kitchen, like just chilling there. And she's like, she says this to me, Ellen. She says, Emmanuel, what is your intention? I said, Oprah, my intention is to change the world, and I truly believe I can. I said, I'm currently working on writing a book, Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man. She said this, books? I love books. And so we partnered together on Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Man. Gratefully, that became a New York Times bestseller. But then, Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Boy, it was imperative to follow.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because it is imperative, and I just love you. I think you're amazing. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back. As you were saying just before we went to break, it was really imperative to write a book for young adults, not just for grown adults. So why is that?
Let me put it very simply. Racial ignorance and racial insensitivity, it can manifest itself and give birth to racism. So as a young adult, we're just racially ignorant. We're racially insensitive. Ellen, remember, I was at a affluent school, primarily white, and I often heard this: Emmanuel, you don't even talk like you're black. Emmanuel, you don't even dress like you're black. Or Ellen, Emmanuel, you're like an Oreo. Black on the outside, white on the inside. So I had an identity crisis. Remember, my parents were born and raised in Nigeria. There's not racism, everybody black. And so I got an identity crisis. I'm like, I think I'm black, but they said I'm like an Oreo, black on the outside, white on the inside. They didn't mean to be intentionally emotionally killing me, but they were. So I said, if I can help educate the next generation so that people don't have to go through what I went through of these identity crises, and I wasn't alone. When I posted I was writing the book, so many members of the Latinx community who followed me said, Emmanuel, I often heard, you're like a coconut, brown on the outside, white on the inside. And I was like, wow. Like, this isn't an isolated Emmanuel Acho thing. This isn't isolated just to black people. This is insensitivity and ignorance across the board. So let's address the root, because if you want to fix a tree, you could cut down the branches, you could pluck the leaves, but you could address the roots. And if we want to fix racism in our society, let's address the youth, because they are the root of the future.
Yeah, so good. This book is going to help a lot of people, and please come back as often as you want. You're very important, and you are meant to be doing what you're doing right now. You're reaching a lot of people. Emmanuel Acho's new book, Uncomfortable Conversations with a Black Boy, is out today. Anywhere books are sold. Everyone in the audience is getting a copy. Lucky you.